For the record, I am playing equals. So there's 1.
Gotcha.
This is a one-time free 3-minute call from an inmate at Wayne County Jail. Your phone does not accept collect calls. This call has been provided by Telmate as a courtesy for friends and family. You cannot receive additional calls from this inmate until you set up a prepaid account. We can take your credit or debit card information over the phone and connect you immediately back to your call. This call is subject to recording and monitoring. Press 1 to accept all communications from this. Thank you for using Telmate.
My guy, what's up, man?
Not shit, man. What's happening?
Nah, shit, man. How you feeling? My bad, I missed your call. I was working like a motherfucker.
I figured they said you was up there banging. Said the shop was banging.
Yeah, you know it.
What's up, my nigga? Who is that, son? What's up, boy?
You know it.
Nigga. Hey, shit. Man, I'm calling, man. These bitches ain't put my money on my motherfucking books, bro.
Oh, yeah, take a minute for them to put that shit on there, even if you walked in with it, man. They be playing it crazy.
Yeah,
I swear to God. Hey, you got a machine and shit. You show you straight? You need something? I gave you a couple dollars for you left, didn't you?
Yeah, I had some money on my books, nigga. I came in with money.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so they didn't put that shit on my hookup. I was looking on the little tablet thing. They talking about $0. That's some bullshit.
That shit crazy.
Yeah.
How is it, though?
Man, that's some bullshit. I'm in quarantine on this whole shit, bro.
Oh, yeah, they got you on that quarantine flow for how long? 3 days?
I don't know how long, nigga. Shit, I'm about to be the only one in this bitch in my part.
You say, what happened?
I said, shit, I'm about to be the only one. Ain't nothing but me and young up in this motherfucker. Young boys up in this bitch.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
What you need?
Huh?
No, I was acting funny with that customer needs. Man, listen. You straight?
Yeah, I'm good, my nigga. I'm good.
Huh?
I said, yeah, I'm good, dog. Oh, shit, yeah. You got Tashi number, right?
Yeah.
So, Dig, I'm gonna need you to call her one day, nigga, and get that truck up there, nigga. Get my phone out that back seat, bro.
Oh, man. All right. Exactly. Well, how I'm supposed to get the truck up here? What am I supposed to tell her?
Tell her you fuck around and lost a card up there, too, when we was moving the radiator.
Okay.
I just want to see. Now, listen,
it's where?
You have 1 minute remaining for this call.
Reach behind that back seat.
It's where? Yeah.
As soon as you reach behind that back seat, bro, there's a box right there. Just reach straight behind the middle of that back seat, bro.
Okay, under it or in the back or in the back thing?
It's in the back, like right in the back of the seat, bro.
Okay,
on the second row.
I got you. And I need the key. You know you took the key. You took the key to the gate.
It's the same key.
I don't got that key, do I?
Yeah, you do. It's the same key to the lock at the door.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. All right.
Yeah, that's the same key. But I said,
you know, I got you. I'm put some money on the phone later, man. When I get around, baby, I haven't put the credit card. You hear me?
It's all if you need them on, I'll call my wife and have her bring it up there to you.
No, I don't need it, though. If you said the same one, I got it. So I don't need it right now anyway. Just when I get the scrap out of there.
Okay.
And Mr. Wright, were you successful in getting that cell phone from the vehicle like Mr. Buck asked you to?
She came up here, but I wasn't successful.
Wasn't there? Okay.
When you say she,
Who's talking that you know of? Okay. Did you look for it in the vehicle?
Yeah, I looked for it.
Okay. You were unsuccessful in finding it?
Yes.
And Mr. Wright, I want to talk to you now about the second time that you were speaking with Detroit police. That was just a couple days after your first time.
It was not long, a few weeks, man. Well, I'll tell her that point, I believe.
Okay. And do you recall talking about fixing a red Jaguar and going to get the land?
Yeah.
Tell me about, how many times did you and Mr. Bucks go to Ypsilanti?
I believe it was 2 or 3.
All right, and tell me about how did that come about? Who's Red Jaguar is this?
My son's grandma.
Your son's grandma.
So she called, said she was having some problems with it, and we was gonna look at it. Which is anonymous, house calls, person, my son's grandma. She called and said she was having problems, so I asked me to come look at it. We went to step to our house the first time. I think we made a lot of repair there. Not to the extent that it was a problem that she was having.
Okay. So, where is this Red Jaguar located when you guys go out to see it?
This is my son, I'm on driveway.
And, who goes with you out there that first time?
Sorry.
Okay, it's just you and, Jarvis Bucks? Okay, so you guys go out there and you assess, make a minor repair. Does it completely fix the car?
So that problem is,
Okay. And then is there another time that you, end up having to do work on this Red Jaguar?
yes,
Okay, tell me about that.
she drove the Jaguar for a while, it was doing fine, and she said it would be something. I asked her what it was, she said she didn't know. I asked her if she could get help in the shop, she said yes.
So at some point, this Red Jaguar gets towed to your shop at 9,000 Connor?
Yeah.
Okay, and who works on it at 9,000 Connor?
Me and Jarvis.
Okay, and what do you do when you finish fixing, do you ever finish fixing the Red Jaguar?
Yes,
Okay, and what do you do when you finish fixing it?
we take it back to her. I called her first and asked her how she was planning on retrieving her vehicle. She said she was gonna tell her, cost you nothing, so I told her.
Okay, and, do you recall if that was on or about January 9th, 2024?
It was on.
It was on that day? Okay, so on that day, before you take the Red Jaguar back, who was, tell me about how that day started for you.
I woke up, I typically, leave the house at 6, because I was trying to leave, so I went to the gym. I got to the shop, probably around 8:30. I don't know who opened the shop, I can't really recall, or the driver may have been there already. A few cars came in, the Jaguar probably got there maybe around 9 o'clock. I set the Jaguar, Jarvis left for a moment. I had another mechanic, being it's a foreign car, so I had a foreign car mechanic, on call to help with the work, but he was busy, so he came. Said he wouldn't have time to do it, so I think I Googled it, seen how it was done, and I proceeded to take the work on board.
Okay, so you're working on the Jaguar, and is Mr. Buck at work that day?
Yeah, he was there.
Okay, what do you guys being, you and Mr. Bucks, do as it relates to work on the night?
We had a few cars that came in that needed some minor repairs. Between that and the Jaguar, we were jumping in and out of the Jaguar job. The car that pulled up to the oil change, so we have everything. But we mainly working on the Jaguar, trying to get the work on that area, parts of it.
And do you always have all of your parts on stock or on your person in stock with you?
No, we call either AutoZone, Mansfield, or the auto stores.
And did you have to go get any auto parts on January 9th?
Yes, we had to get the work on the Jaguar. We love some other parts, I believe.
And when you go and get parts, is it usually just one of you, both of you, or something else?
That depends. If it's a car there, then one of them will stay. If it's not a car there, we go to that.
Okay. And on January 9th of 2024, did you guys, did one of you guys go to the auto parts store, or did you both go?
We both.
You both went? Okay. Tell me what happens when you go to the auto parts store.
Before that, I called them. They ordered the water pump, so we're gonna pick it up and call it. We got in the truck. But, I was, got the water on our way back from, I really forgot something. So we ended up turning back around and back to others, grab where we forgot, came back. When I was back, come down Harbor, I see my niece right there, she walked. I feel the theory pointed across my face, that she right there, she was coming across the street at that time. Got the truck there. Right, so.
Okay, so, you guys are driving to these auto parts stores. Who's driving?
Sure.
Okay, and where are you at?
That's
Okay. And you said when you guys are heading back to the shop the second time, that's when you said Jarvis spots someone?
Yeah.
Who does he say that he spots? Is he? And do you recognize his name?
Yeah, when I see it, point her out to me, I recognize it.
Okay. And so you guys pull over. Where does she get into the car at?
I believe she did the
Behind you.
back seat.
Does Jarvis say anything to her?
Yeah, she speaks about those two.
Okay. What does he say? Hi. And where do you guys go after you pick up his niece?
Back to the shop.
Okay, and that's at 9,000 pounds? Okay. And what do you guys do when you get back to 9,000 pounds?
We back in, we get out, obviously we proceed to work. Yeah, I made it out of the car first with the park. I actually lived out there. Started working exactly.
And what happens then? What do you guys do?
I believe she get out into the front seat. She started working exactly. Push his truck to
So you said that she gets out of the car that you guys were in?
Yeah.
Okay, and then she gets into Jarvis's truck?
No. She was always in the truck.
Okay.
So she gets out of the back seat.
Okay. And tell me, what kind of truck, Jarvis drive?
Escalade.
And what color?
Escalade.
What, if you can see, what is the niece doing, while you guys are working on at the shop?
Well, I believe she works still.
Does Jarvis ever take his niece anywhere that while you guys are working at the shop? Okay. Did you ask him if he was going to take her home at all?
I believe I actually will drop it off in the truck. Yeah. It was a distraction for me. Drop it off.
And do you finish working? You finish working on the Jaguar that day?
Yeah.
Okay. And what happens after you finish up on the Jaguar?
Call my son, run my actual, I sleep with the tree. She said she was going to do it back. I thought she didn't have to do that. I was just going to try to do all right. Drop it off. He said, yeah. Start preparation weekend.
Do you recall about what time you guys finished the Jaguar and prepared to leave?
Right around 7:30.
you guys eventually leave the shop. Okay, and tell me about who all leave the shop.
Me, Jarvis.
Tell me about the driving arrangement.
So I drove after we went in, and Jarvis drove the Jaguar.
And where was his niece at?
She was with him. Front seat up there.
Now, are you able to recall what his niece looked like that day?
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Do you remember what kind of clothing she was wearing?
She had a jacket on. Like I said, I think it's color.
Remember, may I approach?
Yes.
Right, I'm approaching this book, closing it too. That's the top left corner. Can you tell me, is there anything that you recognize in that?
The jacket from China 1.
Okay. And is that a fair and accurate depiction of the jacket that you've seen his niece, Jarvis' niece wearing that day?
Yeah.
And I would think you look into it too.
Any objection?
No objection.
To the evidence, because it's exhibit 2.
Thank you. I'm actually your man, okay. And then trying to get smart to the towards the ring. You recognize what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And is that a fair and accurate depiction of Jarvis's niece as you remember seeing her back on January 9th?
Yeah.
And is that the same niece that went with you to the facility? And are you the Three?
No objection. Okay, the evidence, people exhibit 3.
So you guys are driving to Ypsilanti. So you're driving in your 300 and Jarvis is driving the Jaguar with his niece. Okay. About how long did it take you guys to get to Ypsilanti?
We ran that day to like 35 minutes.
And when you get to Ypsilanti, what do you do?
Get out, park the car, get out, join my son, grandma, auntie was there, so they, they told me my son and grandma had,
And did you introduce the little girl? Who introduced the little girl?
Jarvis.
And what did Jarvis introduce her as? And about how long do you guys stay in Ypsilanti?
How long was it? 15, so my son, I think we had to go get the car. I didn't have to shoot the
What do you guys do much when you get
I was talking to you this time about where she could be around the house.
And was Mr. Buck with you the whole time? So you guys eventually leave Ypsilanti.
Yeah.
And tell me about the driving arrangements for leaving Ypsilanti.
So at this point, we really haven't been able to get out from the front. Not really, like I said,
Check on you.
Yeah.
Okay. So Is there any kind of talking or conversation when you guys are driving?
No, I got stopped with my car.
And do you recall about what time you guys, because where do you guys go later to that?
Back to 9,000.
Okay. And do you recall about what time you guys get back to 9,000?
Probably around 8:45. I was getting close to the
What do you do when you get back to 9,000?
Open up the shop door. We got this truck in on the bay, so we can that take door. We'll do it. Yeah, we got to go to the shop. We get out there, open the shop door, and the bay door. I would go back and start it really when we had to take the day. Separate the seat.
Where do you see his niece go?
Getting this truck.
Do you recall where at his truck she got into? Is that front passenger, back passenger, or something? And where's Mr. Buck at?
Back in the back of the separate.
And when you leave, do you lock up the shop?
No, I left her.
You left first. Okay. So when you leave, who's still at the shop?
Driver.
Do you see them leave the shop at all? And have you seen, or have you seen Jarvis's niece, the one that was with you on the 9th? Have you seen her since January 9th, 2024? I want to talk about the day after that you guys went to Italy, so January 10th. Do you recall if Mr. Buck was at work that day?
I don't think he was.
What makes you think that he wasn't?
I believe he called me like 3 times, 4 times. So he was on the phone.
Yeah, cause
You know, he's speculating, so not for the police.
if he's saying that they're doing, maybe we can call for a certain reason, Mr. Miller, speculation.
He asked the question, we asked it.
Yes. So you said that you don't believe that worked because he would call you, or he called you so often?
He called me, we had a 30-minute conversation, and we had another conversation. About 15 minutes.
So that makes you believe in your mind that he was actually on the ceiling.
What's the question first?
That's based on those conversations. In his mind, to him, that means that Mr. Buck was not in the shop.
It's stating in the conclusion. He already stated that he was at the shop, he didn't do it. So I'll overrule.
Sorry. So based on the length of those phone calls, and the time of them, did that make you believe that Mr. Buck was not in the shop?
Right.
Did Jarvis ever mention to you about his niece being missing?
No.
Have you talked to Mr. Butts, aside from that jail call that we played, since turning himself in?
No.
And do you know someone, you know any of Jarvis's siblings?
Yeah.
And which sibling do you know?
I'm his brother.
Did you talk to his sister? Well, do you remember would his sister ever come to the shop?
Right.
Right. Okay. And are there times that you talk to her?
Yeah.
Okay. And Had you talked to her about Jarvis's niece being sick?
After all these questions,
Mr. Wright, I kind of want to direct your attention back to people who exhibit Sabree, people who exhibit Sabree, I'm sorry. Here, from here where I'm holding it?
Yes.
Okay, and do you know who this person in this photo is now?
Yes.
And who do you know her as now?
Like,
And the next time that you see Jarvis Butts after January 9th, 2024, do you see any injuries on him? Thank you for the question.
Good morning. You said that, I believe, in your testimony that you have known Mr. Butts since about 2018, right? Okay. And you said you met at Frank's shop that you were at. And you said you guys worked together at Frank's for about 2 years. And so that means that in about 2020, you opened up the shop on Connor, is that?
And 2021, I was with.
Okay.
So that's why we were together for that period of time.
And so you came back
I came back to
at Frank's? And what year was that?
I was 20.
Okay. And so then, how long after you came back were you the two of them at this time?
Maybe a few months to maybe like a year, so maybe this is the first summer, so maybe around
Okay. So like early spring of 2023 is when you said that you think that you opened up the shop at night. Okay. And so you became business partners?
Yeah.
50-50 business partners?
Yeah.
Okay. You also consider Mr. Butts a friend at that point?
Yeah.
As far as the business arrangement, you said it was a 50-50 split. Did you split it every day at the end of the day?
Every day.
Now back around the beginning of 2024, maybe the end of 2023, were you seeing a woman in Clinton Township? Yes. A friend of a woman named Shannon Harris?
Into the court?
Yes. Ever?
Yes.
When were you seeing her?
Probably
So before you went? Okay. Did you and Mr. Butts ever have a falling out about that? Now you and Mr. Butts, did you talk about your personal lives? And just the good days at work together, right? So generally you came out, talk about girlfriends. Did women often come to the shop looking for Mr. Butts?
Right.
Did he talk to you about the various women that he would be seeing? Or juggling, maybe?
Yeah.
Okay. it sometimes cause drama at the shop?
Yeah.
Come up and confront Mr. Butts,
Yeah.
maybe about other women that he was seeing? Did you ever feel like that was affecting the business?
Not a place.
What about at the business that you owned with Connor?
I didn't have it.
Didn't have as much in common? Now, sometime, I guess, while the two of you were working together, you had a friend that was, I guess, talking to or trying to date one of Mr. Butt's daughters. Is that correct?
Yeah.
The daughter was 21, 22.
Somewhere around there. I'm not exactly around that age.
And that caused an issue for Mr. Butts.
It did.
He got pretty upset with his friend.
It did. I was in prison at the time, so yeah.
Did you ever hear about an altercation that happened between the two of them?
Sometime our case would be affected.
Was it your impression that Mr. Butts was pretty protective of her
Yeah,
based on that?
based on that.
Do you know how many children Mr. Butts has?
Okay.
And you said that some of them would come to the shop.
Yes,
You're familiar with them? And I can ask you, not all of them, but at the shop in Connor, you said his sons would come,
some comes with United States Davis.
and his daughter.
She comes with United States Davis.
And what's her name? Do you recall?
Now, I think it's something there.
Was she like a teenager?
He has a teenager. She comes with some time, but not really the girls.
And then his niece would also come.
Yeah.
Would she come typically with his own children?
When I first met her, yes, that's how I met her with the board. She would always come to the board and come up there sometimes. Yeah, every time. Maybe money.
Did he ever, or did the two of you ever have them like doing chores around the shop? Did Mr. Butts talk to you about his children?
Yes.
Did you talk about spending time with them?
Yes, I believe he did.
And you said that, you mentioned Tasha, she's one of the mothers of some of his children, correct? Was that who he was living with at the time? Now, you said, I believe in your testimony, that you had been to Ypsilanti twice with Mr. Butts. It possibly could have been three.
It could have possibly been three.
Now, one of the times that this niece was at the shop was, you said on January.
First time I see the price.
And that's because y'all picked her up on Harper. Did Mr. Butts seem surprised that he saw her?
I'm not sure. I think, he was riding. I wasn't really paying attention to his expression. He just said, hey, I didn't see it, so he put it around.
And at that time, you only knew her as his niece, correct? You didn't have an idea what her name was at that time. And in fact, the reason you learned her name was when you identified that picture that was just shown to you and police told you. Is that fair to say? Now, in the time that you were at the shop on the 9th with Mr. Butts and his niece, did you see any inappropriate behavior, anything that made you raise your eyebrows between the two of them? What about any of the other times that his niece would have been there at the shop? Did you ever see any behavior that made you question or thought it was inappropriate? Now, the three of you were back from Ypsilanti on January 2nd. Was there any conversation between Mr. Butts and his niece in the park?
There was no conversation.
And I'm gonna back up to earlier in the day, when the three of you, came to the shop the first time after you picked her up from Harper. You said that she pretty much stayed in Mr. Butt's car the whole time.
Yeah.
She said she was on her phone. Did you ever leave the shop at all after that, before you guys went to Ypsilanti?
Maybe in the gas station.
So not really, just the attached gas station.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I'm not sure about it.
Would have been from like 5 to 10 minutes.
If I was at one of the 5 years,
You didn't run out to grab parts then. Oh, now, after January 9th, what was the next time you said that you saw Mr. Butts? 11. Okay, he was not at work on the 10th. Were you there on time on the 10th? Recall? What time did you come in on the 10th?
I go to the gym, so I'm at the over 8. I'm never there. So I'm probably up there.
And on the 10th, were you the one that opened the shop?
Yeah.
Now, you were aware at that time that Mr. Butts was supposed to turn himself in to serve a jail sentence. That's right. You have talked about that, obviously, because he was going to leave the business for a while.
Right.
Okay. And you actually went to the courthouse on the day he turned himself in to court, right?
Yeah, I would.
And he was going to be serving time on a gun possession charge, is that right? If you know. Okay. And because you were kind of paying attention to what was happening, you understood that the court date had gotten changed a few times.
Yeah, he told me that changed. I believe he's supposed to get sentenced on the 9th, but not this back to February 7th. So I didn't go to court with that time, but just that's it.
Are you familiar with any court dates that he had out in Clinton Township around that time?
He did say he had something going on with his daughter, I believe.
Was he going to court for that at that same time?
Around I believe.
Now you got involved because at some point you became aware that the Detroit police wanted to talk to you back in February.
They came to the shop and picked me up.
They actually took you down. Okay. And that was the first time on February 13th, is that right? Okay. And then you said you spoke with them again a couple days later.
Yes, the first time I spoke with him, I was with my brother, so that is.
And then you spoke with them again in March. And was that a phone conversation?
All of our conversations.
And then a couple weeks ago, did you also speak with the police?
Yes.
And the prosecutors?
I don't know if the prosecutors yet.
Sorry to hear from them. Okay. Now, in February, when you were talking to the police, by that time, had you seen anything on the news or on social media about who you later learned was Mr. Leslie's?
No.
So at the time you were interviewed by the police, you didn't know anything about.
No.
And at the time that you were talking to the police, while you were on tether in February, you were on tether because you're on parole, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And correct me if I'm wrong, but you had about 3 weeks left on parole at that point.
After the week in February,
Yes.
I had to I got an actual parole.
Okay. So the tether was coming off, but you were still gonna have to. Okay. And in February, I believe it was the second conversation that you had with the detective, presumably. You and the officer, the detective spoke about the tether, right? Do you recall that? Because you were concerned every time you would go somewhere, if you would be late, you were very concerned about being home on time.
Right.
And in fact, he actually said, hey, you know, we'll take care of you if anything pops up, right?
He said, I told you the deal, so we're fine.
Okay. And he also kind of warned you that you didn't want to get somebody upset about the way you were answering these questions, and have somebody feel some kind of way about you. Do you recall him saying that to you?
Yes, I'm not sure. This is the first conversation or the second?
The second, right at the top of the conversation.
Yeah, I can't really go into it. I don't really, they would have to pay, I would have to pay. There's a lot of money, so.
It's possible that conversation. Did you understand any of his statements while you're talking to him, to me, and that this wanted you to give answers, and then if you didn't give answers, that they could mess with your parole or your temporary status? It goes to the state of mind.
But he doesn't go.
It's about what he believes and the impact of what he said. Was it your understanding that if you didn't give certain answers, that the police might impact your role or your other status? Was that a concern of yours?
I mean, it was already affecting the other side of it. You know what I mean? Concerned about how you think this goes with the R&B stuff. But I mean, what are the concerns about? You think about the police contact is a violation of the role of itself. So I was violating the police contact, regardless of whatever you say. You know what I mean? So, no, I don't believe they impacted it.
But your parole wasn't actually revoked because they took you to the station, interviewed you, right? Now we talked a little bit about this a few minutes ago. Mr. Butts was juggling a few different women during the time you knew him.
Yeah.
And it's hard to keep up with all his baby mamas.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't my job. So.
And ladies that weren't his baby mamas. Did you get the impression from Mr. Butts that he didn't want these women to know about each other? And a woman named Tasha was one of Mr. Butts' ladies. That was one of his baby mamas. And so there was some discussion about a phone call between you and Mr. Butts while he was at the jail about his phone, right? And after that phone conversation, Tasha actually came into the shop to get some work done on the car.
Yes, and
And that's when you went and kind of looked at the phone. Now, you didn't really want Tasha to know that you were right? And the reason for that was. And was it your impression that Mr. Butts was afraid it would reveal that he was talking to other women? And so you're trying to help him keep the peace? Yes. I think the testimony was on the 9th, and correct me if I'm wrong, but there was an issue during the day. Mr. Butts had his escort, is that correct?
Yes.
And he had run out of gas. And he had to get gas, is that correct? And at some point you pushed him to the, or helped push the escalator to a gas pump.
Yeah.
Do you recall leaving with him that night and going and getting gas together?
Or like a gas can.
Well, either one. Did you all leave the shop to, and perhaps you in your vehicle and he in his vehicle and end up at a gas station on the 9th? Yeah, right.